Hey guys, Kev here, and it is trigger time. All right, so we're gonna get into the Springfield Echelon trigger change. We're gonna put in the I.T.T.S trigger from Tyrant CNC. Kind of works out because I put the Siley Cat EDG dot on here yesterday or last night, and I gotta wait for that to Loctite, so I might as well add something else I gotta Loctite. And I don't know the installation instructions. Okay, cool. I'm sure you just scan this and it tells you, but I'm gonna see if I can wing it. We have a spring already built in here for the dingus, so we really just, honestly, it seems like all we need to do is get the shoe off and then put this shoe on. Seems that simple, right? I don't know if there's a spring that we need to hook in here at all, but we'll figure all this out. But yeah, this was the most recommended trigger for the Echelon, which is very surprising to me because, oh, that's right. Don't I need to back this out for whatever reason? It's probably how that spring integrates or something. This is where this goes. So, yep. But that's nice. It's not a, you don't just punch it, right? It's a screw, which is good. So I think I remember the process on this from previous stuff. When you back this out or something, you probably want to back it out enough to get whatever it is on, but you don't actually want to back it out far enough that the dingus comes out, because getting the dingus back on can be a pain in the ass. So like you can see the pin in there, you want to back it out to like right here to where you can slide on whatever it is that goes in here and then pop it back in. Something like that. We'll figure this out. Of course we will. They give you Loctite. I use my own. It's probably the same thing. I like Vibratite 122. Anyway, let's get into it. So to do this, we're going to take the cog out, which is the central operating group. It's the, it's the gun, basically. So to field strip, slide lock, put down the takedown lever, and release. Do not pull the trigger. I mean, you don't need to. Oh, you know what? Actually, one thing I want to do first, because I did get a trigger gauge, is I want to check the trigger weight, confirm it, before and after. It should not change the trigger weight at all, but I just want to do it so I have an idea. I do have this Wheeler digital trigger gauge I got, and yeah, we'll figure this out. So it has a dingus, so I think they tell you to use the flat piece when you're doing the dingus ones, because you got to push in. Comes with this little piece right here that you can pop on, and that'll work better with a flat, or sorry, a dingus type one. So I'm gonna have this on the peak setting, so we'll see where we're at here. All right, so the way I like to do this is I will put my finger behind it over here and just kind of, you'll see, like that. We're getting 5 pounds, 4.8 ounces. I usually do like 20 to be sure, but I don't think we're gonna go that far here. Put this here again. Oh, that wasn't a miracle. That was me not hitting enter. So let's try that again. 4 pounds, 3.3 ounces. And that's why I do 20, because I really want a good average. 6 pounds, 29 ounces, 2.9 ounces, sorry. So let me try it without putting my finger on it. 4 pounds, 10.8 ounces. I'm pretty sure it's like 5 pounds. 5 pounds, 3.5. 5 pounds, 6.4. Do 10. 5 pounds, 14. So yeah, using my finger behind it, I guess, is not the best way to do that. Pretty consistent here. That one was a little higher, but with 10, we have an average of 5 pounds, 7.6 ounces. I'd say that's about right. So, 5.5 pounds, basically. All right. Slide lock, put this down, release to get it off. We can set the slide aside because we don't need that right now. And we need to get this cog out. So the way this works is it's a little different than the SIG version. With the SIG version, you pop a pin out in the back here. In this, the takedown lever is the pin. It goes through here and it locks it in place. And then there's little tabs on the back end of the cog and little receiving spots on the frame. And then there's this, oh, you can't see it because it's under this part right here. It's under the takedown lever, but that also locks it in, which I'll show you. So to get it out, if I remember correctly, I just had to kind of work it out. You can see it's already coming out. So that was pretty easy. This is the getting it out and in past this little hook right here is the biggest pain in the butt. But usually you can just twist and turn. All right. So takedown lever is out. That's easy. Now you just want to push it forward because you want to get it to come off that. And then it's also locked in the rear here. So you really just want to push the slide lock up because you can see the slide lock is right here against the frame. So it's not going to move. You have to have it above. And then I'm just trying to be smart and not crazy about where I'm pushing. Because if I push on the ejector or something, you know, you just don't want to be an idiot. Just push it forward like that, and then it should want to come out a lot easier now. Let's see, we're halfway there. These tabs are not out all the way yet. Let me just, oh, it's always the same thing. It's always the dingus getting stuck on the frame, and it makes it feel like it's rock solid in there, but usually it's just that trigger is stuck because of the dingus. So you just want to, you know, make sure you're not going crazy. So that's it. That's how the cog comes out. Pretty easy. It's the second time I pulled it out, and it went a lot faster that time. So I'm pretty sure I need to remove this pin. So I'm going to do that. I think this just holds in the slide lock, but I'm not positive. It looks like, just to confirm, it has these half moon cuts. Is it one on each side? So the pin is the same on both sides. Good to know. Pull this out, and then this should come out. So yeah, it's just the slide lock there. And then I'm going to put this spring on there. I put a little bit of gun butter trigger grease or whatever on it. On that spring. I thought it might be a good idea, but I'm not sure how much that's going to do. Leave that there. Probably should have put gloves on for this, but I can wash my hands after. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I just need to punch that pin out right here. Let's start with that because that's obviously where this is going to go through. And I have to hook that piece. That's the piece that goes into that set screw. So I think I got this. It's just a matter of how much I gotta dick around with it to get it right. So I am gonna grab my Real Avid punch set. I like the Real Avid stuff for whatever reason. I'm a big fan of good presentation, good packaging, and they kind of nail it on that. So let me see, how small is that? That's not tiny. That should be pretty good. Oh, I have a rubber side. Okay. All right, so let's see. Block would be good as well. So I should have. There we go. I have a Real Avid block as well. It's always good, I think, to have one of these for this stuff. So in this case, I don't think it matters which way this goes in or out, but I do want to look at it real quick. Just to be safe, I am going to take some pictures with my phone. Just so, in case I screw up or need reference, I have it. So the trigger bar goes down onto a spring. Wonder if you could replace that spring. And what does that lock? Oh, here's a good look, idiot. Okay, that should be good. So there's a spring right here. Trigger bar is connected to this pin via that spring, it looks like. And then another piece of the trigger bar, which is interesting, goes in here and gets locked in by this pin. Right? They both get locked in by that pin? How does that even work? Maybe that piece just goes in. It doesn't actually get locked in by the pin, but I think it does. We're going to find out because I'm going to punch it out. I'm going to punch it out this side. Oh, don't even need anything for that. So let me just pull that out. There's that pin. Okay, so we got that out. I need to unhook. Okay, there we go. So that pin is what retains the shoe. It retains the trigger system in there, basically. So let me just take a look at this. This goes down here. This goes down like that. Okay, so because you need this piece to go here, right? Doesn't that go right here? So just want to get a good idea for how it works before I take it all apart. Drop this in. There's no way for that trigger bar to now come outside. So it was out there, right? It was out here. The other pin goes through there. But I guess there's really no way for this to do both of those things. I remember I was messing with it the other night when I took it apart, and this was right here. Pretty sure, because it would fall off of this and go to the side, I think. I'm trying to think, how the heck? Oh, right here. There's a little notch that helps you work that over, I guess. So do I just, am I putting the trigger too far back? Or goes in like this, right? Because yeah, it goes down further because this is what blocks the dingus, right? So let me try to go in from this side. I feel like it's supposed to go up like this. Like this. And then this can go up here. Like this. Yeah, this is like, okay, I have it in. I kept wanting to use this hole. So I think I have it in there the way it would sort of go in. Might be a little bit lower. Like right there. And then this trigger bar has that spring. So the spring is adding tension, right? So probably, can I pull on it? There. It sits in there like that. Okay. Got it. All right. So, sort of figured that out. I just wanted to see before I start messing with it, you know. So we can set this aside for now as well. And figure out how this comes off. So again, I think you use this pin. So that pin must be holding this side piece in. Side piece, that's hilarious. And then this, I thought this spring was hooked on. Does this go through that spring too? Yep. So that goes through the spring. Okay. So I have to remove that spring, right? No. No, I don't have to remove the spring. I don't think. I think I just need to punch this out is I think what I need to do to get it off of there. So I need a smaller punch. I'll get there, guys. I'll get there. So instead of a pin and a punch on the Tyrant one, it's it's a screw, which is much better. This gives you more control anyway. Let me see if this works. Yeah, I was trying to pull a pin out. That's not a pin. That's the punch. Okay, so that came off, and then this is gonna fall apart. I probably should have been smart about that because I could have kept this together if I had just punched it out a little bit. But now I have it out, so let me just see. See if I can at least put the spring back. Where's this spring go? In here? In there? See, I wasn't even paying attention to where this spring goes. I'm guessing the pin goes through it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna be careful when I put it together because I don't want that to happen to this. Where's that spring at? It's just kind of in the middle there. Let me take this out. Oh, maybe you kind of put it on and then slide it in. The spring goes in here, I guess. Just not sure where in there. Kind of backwards. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. So I don't need this, I don't think. This is all together, actually. So I just need to, this is how it goes, and it goes in like this, like that. Okay. So what I need to do is pull that pin out enough, but not too far. So let's start with that. But they want me to Loctite it. So how the heck do I do that? If I keep this pin down, can I remove it and Loctite it? Or do I, you know what I mean? Let me start with figuring this out. I see. I can just add it. This is very small, so I don't know if you can get a good view. That's the screw right there. So I'm trying to watch it, make sure it doesn't go. Should be enough. Nope, it needs to go. It needs to go all the way. Okay, be careful, Kev. It's still in there. Okay. So now this can it fit now? Yes, got it. Okay. So I'm going to add the Loctite. Now, you don't want to put a ton, but you also want to make sure you have enough. So I don't plan on removing this a bunch of times. Like, you know what I mean? I don't plan on removing it and adding it and removing it. So I think it's okay to add a little too much, if you know what I mean. So you don't have to go bananas, but a little extra is not going to hurt anybody, I don't think. Okay, so spring fits perfect right there. Just need to slide that sucker in right there. Okay. Just need to line up that right there. And it's a little harder than it looks because you have to do it on the other side here, but it should be fine. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because it's really hard to keep this in frame. All right, so I'm going to start tightening it once I can line up the hole there. It's hard to like keep it steady because it's sliding around and shit. So I need it to go which way? Tight. Okay. Okay, so it is threaded. We have a little bit of excess Loctite. I'm just gonna dab that. We should be good. All right. I would also recommend this stay and cure before you shoot it, obviously, but that's everybody else's choice. You guys do whatever you want. So I'm going to put this back in now. What am I doing wrong? Okay, here. So this goes in. Am I doing this right? Am I thinking the right stuff right now? I'm trying to think. Yes. Okay. And this goes up here. Spring. You need the trigger to be forward like this so that that spring moves enough to get to where the pin's going to go. This is close enough. So I just need to line up this hole. There it is. See if I can get this in. Spring is not in, but I got most of this going right now, so. Okay, I gotta clear the bar here. I think I screwed up somehow. So I need to pull it back out to get it down there. There. Okay, so I looked up the install video and I think I was doing it right. I do have to kind of pull on that spring a little bit. So, yeah, they were putting this in. I mean, this is just how it goes, I guess. And then once I get this pin in and everything, I'll pull this forward, I guess, is the idea. So they were putting it through from this side, which is interesting. I didn't think to do that, but oh, I guess because this, you can see this bar is in the way. Interesting. Okay, it's magnetic. So that little hook down here is in the way again. My favorite little hook. I did learn you can pull back on this. Figured that out last night, and then I'll pull that hook back a little bit. So let me see if that helps here. I'm not a big fan of that just falling all over the place. Is this also part of that? No. It's very not fun. Okay, it might be easier to do this on the other end, but whatever. Okay, I got it in. So I'm going to back it up to like right there. Right there where it's almost flush there so I can get the trigger parts in. So orientation here, this drops in like this. Nope. It comes in from this side. And this goes up here. Like this. Okay, good. Now I just want to get that piece going into the trigger. Okay, so we've got it just working itself into the trigger there. So now everything's, where it's supposed to be. And then I need to get that spring where it needs to go. So I was correct. You do just want to, it seems like anyway, you do just want to use a punch or something to get it in place. So, right. So this goes up. That's the key. You got to bring this up here. That's what I wasn't doing to get it close enough. So I could at least gather it, Like, why is it not catching on it? It's like the spring Looks like it's on it. It is on it. I got it. Okay, now I gotta get the trigger lined up the rest of the way, I guess. Oh! Come on. Finish the job. Finish the job. Yes. It's in. It's in. Let's see. Does this move? Yes, it moves. We did it. Okay. Hell yeah, guys. Look at that. We did it. All right. So now we need to put this back in. That was brutal, but mostly me being stupid. I think if you watch their video before you install it, you'll be fine. Let me not get too excited here. So there's a couple things I meant to do and I forgot. So I wanted to grab this trigger butter. So let me just put a little bit on this spring. Like that. I'm going to put some on this spring. Okay. Seems like a smart idea to put this stuff on the important trigger parts. Okay. All right, so then this goes on, right? Where does this go? Need to be careful, this spring's coming off here. Oh, it just goes down onto nothing. Got it. So that's where this pin comes in. Just work it through. Just push down a little bit on the catch and you're good. All right, so now that's in. Yep, spring is right there, all good. Okay. We have this left. What am I doing? Okay, we can put the cog in, baby. All right. Oh, so I actually got the VZ grips for my Sharps Bros grip, but we'll do that. We'll just put it in here, test the trigger weight and trigger and everything, and then I'll do another video showing the grip install because this took forever. All right. So this would just slide in. The front goes in first because you have to, I guess it doesn't matter, but you got to get the trigger in. So just make sure you're behind that. Make sure you're on that tab there. Let me see if I can point to it for you. Where's that? Where's that punch? Here. So this tab right there is part of the frame. That's the locking tab for the cog. And then this and this piece go into a couple of little cutouts in the back of the frame. Those two lock it in place, and then the takedown pin goes through there. So you want to get it pushed down, and then we want to push it back so that these tabs lock in, and that is obviously locked in already, like that. So now it's all locked in, and then we need to take the takedown lever, and you got to get this stupid hook thing again out of the way. And I found it's actually easiest to just use the tool to do it, but I'm gonna also pull back. I just put my finger down here, and there's a little piece that pulls this bar back. And that gives you enough room to squeeze by using the takedown lever, but you gotta just maneuver it and fuck with it a little bit. All right, so got it in. And then you gotta do the same thing to kind of get around it again. You're gonna use the takedown lever to kind of turn this. So you wanna make sure it goes in the right way, because obviously it needs to sit a certain way. So like this, I think is how I did it. Turned it. How did I do this? I don't remember now. Ow. So you can see there's a flat side right here. So that'll help you, I think, get across like this. So now I'm getting into that hole, but I need this to go in a certain way. Can't just put it in like that, right? That doesn't work. So I have to turn it. And push like that. This should be it. And now it's under the tension. So now I need to put it down because I need to put the slide on. So now we're going to slide this on. Slide lock. All right. We have done it, at least so far. Now we can test it. So we can take a look at it. One, I think it looks pretty good, which is nice. See, make sure it works. It does not. Or there's no take up. Oh my God. There's no take up. So it just hits a wall. I mean, that is insane. Immediate wall. I mean, what is that? This is all dingus. So let's get rid of the dingus. Okay. Now let's see where it hits the wall. I mean, that's it. I mean, I think it has less take up than my staccato does, which is wild. The brake is heavy. Still, yeah, it still has the creep or the rolling brake. I hate. So I think people they say it's the best trigger because it gets rid of a lot of take up and it's further back, and maybe they just feel like it's the best because it feels like you're on a wall immediately. But you still have the same, if you go slow with it, you still have this where it moves. Like, see that? I just moved whatever, a millimeter, half a millimeter, and then it breaks. So if you're shooting though, line up the shot on the wall and pull. It feels pretty crisp. We'll give it a shot. I think it'll be pretty good. But the reset still feels inadequate. And I mean, why would that change, right? Because you're not changing any of the springs. So unless you got different springs, which is something I might do, I might get the spring kit from Powder River. And instead of installing their trigger, I'll just leave this trigger because this one I like the shape of. I like how it feels on my finger, right? I could install the springs from their kit, and hopefully that would, help. We'll see. But I heard that theirs doesn't really reduce the trigger pull either. Like, this is still gonna be, just want to see if the dot came on. It did. It's still gonna be 5.5 pounds. Like, there's no way around that. Yeah, 5.5. So, I mean, what was it? 5 pounds, 7 point something the first time. So, on 4 pulls or 5 pulls, the average is 5.77. I mean, it's literally 0.1 ounces off, and that's with a, you know, novice person using that thing. So, it did not change the pull. That was obvious, you know, that wasn't going to happen. But I do like the feel better. I hate plastic triggers. There's no reason to keep this. I mean, why would I keep this? There's no reason to. I'm not going to install it in a different Echelon because a different Echelon would come with this. So even if it changed nothing, at least I have an aluminum, you know, I have an aluminum shoe now. And I like how Tyrant does their dingus. Feels good. It usually doesn't get in my way. Like a lot of times on this one, even, and on other dinguses, it doesn't depress enough sometimes, and I get caught. This just has a nice, it's a very defined wall, which is nice. Just doesn't have that crisp break. The reset is a little better because when you come off it, you're on the wall already, which is nice. So just whatever they did with the angles of things is how they accomplished this without changing any springs. It seems counterintuitive, right? No spring changes or anything, no different connectors or anything. How's that doing anything? Well, it does. So, all right, I'm gonna call it here. If anybody made it through this, thank you. Appreciate you. You know, uh-oh. What's this? Okay, it's for this. I was like, oh shit. Don't want to be missing a piece. Yeah, appreciate anybody who made it through this. I like to do things kind of uncut, raw. You know, I know that sometimes it's boring, but some people want to see that full, you want to see the full experience. You don't want, you know, if you wanted the short version, you'd watch the short that somebody already made, you know. But if you want to see somebody who's, you know, possibly as average or even less average than you install something like this, then, you know, that's what this is for. I would say that I've installed the Timney Alpha trigger on my Shadow Systems, and then I've done this one. That's it. Those are the only 2 triggers I've done. I've taken apart an AR trigger and put it back together because I accidentally popped the pins out and didn't know what I was doing. And so I'm not an expert by any means. Obviously, you just saw this, but I would say this one's pretty DIY. Like, I think most people could accomplish this. Once I figured out that that transfer bar needs to just be up here when you're trying to get that spring on and not in place, you know, that's what really helped. So, yeah, I'm really excited to get this on the new grip. So I'm going to film that probably right now. And then I'm going to get this puppy out to the range. So I'll catch you guys real soon with the Sharps Bros grip. And I love you. Hope you have a great day. Peace.